Hello, we're used to hearing about price wars between the supermarkets. Now, for the first time, the same thing is happening between the companies that sell funds to us. This month, Hargreaves Lansdown, the country's largest fund supermarket, cut its prices and was quickly followed by Fidelity, a big rival with a similar reduction. Other fund supermarkets are changing their prices ahead of an April deadline set by the financial regulator. The good news is that most people should find it cheaper to invest in funds in future. For example, someone investing £10,000 in an ISA into funds where Fidelity or Hargreaves have arranged special deals will pay around £99 a year. This is down from £175 in the case of Fidelity and £133 with Hargreaves. Big savings. But those are just averages. In practice, what you will actually pay will depend on several factors, such as how much money you have with a fund supermarket, whether it is in one account or more, and what sort of funds you buy. Hargreaves Lansdown and Fidelity are just two of a growing number of fund supermarkets, each with different charges, making comparisons between them difficult until we get all the information by April. In the meantime, let me explain the basics of what's going on so you can keep up with the changes. First of all, what is a fund supermarket? Well, what it sounds like is the short answer. Fund supermarket is the new name to what used to be called discount brokers. These are businesses selling investment funds at a cheaper price than if you bought them direct from the fund management group. Fund supermarkets offer thousands of funds from dozens of fund groups, which means you can manage your money all in one place. Fund supermarkets don't have stores. They operate their businesses largely online or by mailing brochures to their customers. The price war is revealing to many people how much they pay when they invest and who gets their money. Until recently, a person using a fund supermarket to put money in a fund investing in shares would pay an annual management charge of around 1.5%. That charge was split in two, with half going to the fund supermarket and up to half going to the fund management group. However, some supermarkets took some more money off the fund manager and rebated or gave it back to customers as a loyalty bonus. This reduced the overall cost, but still didn't make it clear how much money the supermarket was making. All that's changed. The city watchdog disliked this system because it thought it was unclear to consumers what they were paying for. It ordered fund supermarkets to unbundle their charge. Now investors will have to pay two sets of charges. A new annual fee paid to the supermarket. This can be either a fixed annual fee or a percentage of your money. On top of this, they'll pay a smaller annual charge to the fund manager, starting at around 0.75%. Some people call this fund charge clean because it no longer includes the payment to the supermarket. Some of the supermarkets, like Hargreaves and Fidelity, have gone further and arranged lower fund charges on a select list of funds. These have been nicknamed Super Clean. It's these super clean charges that have enabled the big supermarkets to claim investors can get an all-in charge of just under 1%, considerably cheaper than before. As you can tell, it's about as clear as mud. So here are some tips on what to consider when choosing a fund supermarket. First of all, work out what kind of supermarket you want. Hargreaves Lansdown and Fidelity are undoubtedly more expensive. Smaller supermarkets such as Charles Stanley, Club Finance and Cavendish Online charge around 0.25% a year, which is a lot cheaper. But they may not offer all the online tools you might want to help you choose funds. Also, their deals on fund charges are likely to be non-existent or not as good as the big supermarkets. Watch out for extra expenses. I've just described the two main charges, but there can be a wide variety of extra fees depending on which fund supermarkets you're looking at. For example, if you like to invest in shares, investment trusts and exchange-traded funds, you may be charged more by some fund supermarkets. As I said, making comparisons between different supermarkets right now is difficult, but it will become easier when we get all the information. The good news to hang on to is that investing in funds has got cheaper, just not simpler.